I never believed in monsters. I thought that was just for kids, you know. But that was before I met him. It all started when I was 10. I was lying in bed trying to fall asleep when I heard a noise. At first, I thought it was the house creaking, like it always did. But this was different. It wasn't the usual sounds of an old house settling. It was a faint scraping, like something heavy was moving under my bed. I froze. My heart thudded in my chest. "It's nothing," I whispered to myself. "Just my imagination." But the scraping continued, louder this time, dragging against the floor. I slowly leaned over the edge of the bed, barely able to breathe, and looked down. Nothing. I sighed in relief, chalking it up to a bad dream. But then a chill ran through me. The air was colder than usual. My breath came out in quick, shallow gasps, and I felt something watching me. I glanced under the bed again, and that's when I saw him. A pale, thin figure. His face was twisted, almost sickly, with hollow eyes that stared directly at me, unblinking. His arms and legs were unnaturally long, like he'd been curled up under there for years. I couldn't move. My heart raced, but my body refused to listen. Then he shifted. He started to crawl out from under my bed, inch by inch, until his twisted body was almost fully visible. I wanted to scream, but no sound escaped my throat. All I could do was stare, paralyzed by fear. He wasn't human. He couldn't be. His eyes, those hollow eyes, never left me. They seemed to look right through me. And as he crawled closer, I could hear a soft whisper, almost like a breath on the back of my neck. "Don't run," it said, barely audible. And in that moment, everything in me screamed to run, but I couldn't. I just stared. The whisper came again, louder this time. "You can't escape." Finally, I snapped back into reality and bolted from my bed, slamming the door behind me. My heart pounded in my chest as I ran down the stairs to my parents' room. But when I returned to my room the next morning, the bed was empty. There was no trace of the figure, no signs of anything unusual. But the fear remained. The next few nights I heard the scraping again. Sometimes it was faint, like it was waiting for me to acknowledge it. Other times it was loud, frantic, like the man was desperate for me to notice. But no one else heard it. My parents thought I was imagining things. My brother thought I was just being dramatic. But I knew what I saw. And I knew he was still there. I started avoiding my room. I slept on the couch, and even then I felt like he was there, watching me. Every creak in the house, every rustle in the dark made my skin crawl. One night I gathered the courage to face him. I slowly walked back into my room, heart racing, and knelt down beside the bed. My flashlight trembled in my hand as I shone it into the darkness beneath. Nothing. But I didn't believe it. And then I heard it. The scraping again, louder this time. I backed away slowly, my flashlight flickering as I tried to get a glimpse of the figure. That's when I heard him, right behind me. "You can't hide forever," he whispered, his voice low and chilling. I didn't look back. I ran faster than I've ever run before, but that whisper followed me. It never left. The man is still there, lurking beneath my bed, waiting for me to come back. Do you hear scraping under your bed? Maybe it's time to check, because once you see him, he sees you too.